Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for October 2020. I gotta tell you, October's starting out with a bang. So, we're gonna be using the Before Tarot. We're going to clarify with La Vida Sibila, and we will wrap the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus card. I have done some shuffling already, and so we're just gonna get directly into the reading. I am trying to get all of my readings posted for October because I have oral surgery on Monday morning, Monday afternoon, and I'll probably be a few days down uh, before I can actually do anything else. So with that said, let's go ahead and lay the cards. Two of Swords. Now, let me see if I can, there we go. Oh, wow. The Sun. That's interesting. The Knight of Wands. The King of Swords. That's interesting. The Seven of Pentacles. The Three of Coins. The High Priestess. Wow. The Hierophant. The King of Wands. Now I have two kings here. And two kings usually speak to business deals being prosperous and profitable and successful. But I have two twos here. And two twos speak to marriage, commitment, and or engagement. But two twos also speak to harmonious changes and the need, harmonious changes and communication. And as I always tell you, twos are about choices. It is a duality. It is weighing up your two options. So this tells me that at the start of this, you are at a crossroads. There is either something you refuse to see, you couldn't see. I don't know if this is willful blindness, okay? But the fact that she's tying her own blindfold on is saying that there's, I think, a mindset in which you're either not willing to change or, well, not you, but someone is not willing to change or doesn't see, I don't know, a value in it or a reason to. But then the sun comes, and with the ray of sun coming out of the sun's mouth, this tells me that some truth has been spoken, or at least that it is on the way. Yeah? I would say within the next few days. Now, we do know that Mercury is in retrograde. What I find to be, I have 1, 2, 3 court cards here. But then I have these two individuals seated next to each other that are completely different energies. The High Priestess represents the moon. So this is a softer, more receptive energy, but also a rather psychic energy. The Hierophant represents Venus, Taurus, the bull. So this is a more grounded and more stable, perhaps even a more stubborn energy, because sometimes the Hierophant can show up as being dogmatic, as saying that, you know, what I say goes and what I say is right. Both of these individuals have access to higher knowledge, only this person may not tell you everything that's going on. If they don't feel that you're worthy or that you can handle it, they're not going to give you that information. Um, I also think what's interesting is that she is holding two keys here in her hand. I don't know if you can see that, but he has two keys at the base of his feet. Now, this is on her lap. Um, so to me, it's more the idea of that information uh, being held onto quite closely, that there is a kind of a nurturing quality to it on her lap. Whereas his is a more stable and more, again, grounded because they're at his feet. Um, she is receiving her knowledge and her wisdom. You see the owl there placing the moon disc on top of her crown or her headpiece. And he is about to be crowned as the Hierophant. Now, sometimes the Hierophant will show up when it speaks about contractual issues and negotiations, business deals. Um, but there have been some plans made, or at least drawn out, or the drawing board. That's what keeps coming up to me. But there's two people watching these plans being drawn up. Okay, so I don't know if this really is some type of contractual issue here. What we see is someone reaching for their sword of truth, and contained within that sword are all of the possibilities, because it's like an ace, right? But then we see this guy given the side eye to he's not even reaching for that wand. Yeah? There's that beautiful regal lion lying there at his feet. In the regular deck, there's also a salamander that's there, but the salamander is not here yet. The salamander speaks to the changeable nature of the person. They can run hot and they can run cold. What is under the deck? The World card. Now, this is a very different imagery than what we are normally used to. The regular World card has one figure, but that figure is a hermaphroditic figure. In other words, that figure contains both the masculine and the feminine. Here we actually see a male and a female together, but the idea is still the same. It is the joining of the two forces. Let me read to you the it is the last card in the deck, so this tells me that whatever this thing is, it is about to culminate. It is going to be ending. The keywords are connection, synthesis, unification, unity, completion, conclusion, perfection, success, celebration, reward, and wholeness. The instant interpretation. While some see boundaries as limitations, they do not merely confine us, but define us. They do not merely confine us, they define us. So mark your boundaries clearly. That's interesting. Let me see what I can see. Any of these cards related. We know that the Sun is the most positive card in this particular deck. And I don't necessarily really see, per se, any negativity. It is these cards, past, present, future, with the interplay of the cards. These two. Okay? And, I don't know who's got the more feminine energy or the more masculine energy, but there it is. Okay, so the Two of Swords next to the Sun is telling you to keep faith and hope alive, as changes are happening behind the scenes that will see you back in action in quick time. It is a sign that your life is about to become very busy and active, as choices will be made that usher in fresh energies and enthusiasm. Well, I kind of see you having to reach for like you're going to have to grab an idea or something out of the air. It really is being handed to you in a way, but this suggests to me that you are ready for it, you're reaching for it. But then we see here something else. Let's take a look at the Seven of Pentacles here to see what the seven can tell us. The Fortune, the Emperor. Nothing about the Wheel of Fortune. I'm sorry, the Seven of Pentacles. So let's move to the Three of Pentacles. The Three. Okay, the Three of Pentacles with the Sun brings the message that your innate talents will come to the fore and you will have success and personal fulfillment. You have a right to feel secure in your path and are asked to maintain faith in yourself. Stay positive. But then I have this row, and this is the row I really don't understand. This row here. And we know that this guy always brings news and messages, okay? But there's a reckless quality. Could be the idea that something maybe comes in and knocks you off balance. Of this, I'm not exactly certain. Hmm. Let me look at this Sun, because there's something about that floating baby, okay, that kind of stands out to me, and I'm not exactly sure what that floating baby is trying to tell me. So let me see. Birthdays and anniversaries, solar holidays, solstices, and cross quarter days. The upright meaning: energy, vitality, consciousness, enlightenment, optimism, happiness, contentment, enthusiasm, joy, light, clarity, glory, heat, passion, radiance, action, and celebration. Every day is a new day, and every sunrise is a rebirth, and every sunset offers a reprieve. Well, that really doesn't tell me anything. Let me just go through this because the imagery is so different from the regular deck. Yeah? Let me take a look here at these pentacles. The Seven. We know in the regular one, we see the guy standing, resting on his rake, looking at the bush with his 6 pentacles, and he has a 7th one at his feet. Determination, discipline, toil, and return. Money, finance, business, barter, gain, profit, and financial success. The instant interpretation: do all that you can to cultivate a bountiful harvest. Well, definitely there's going to be some kind of change, because we go from a 7 of Pentacles to a 3. That leaves us 5 Pentacles. And maybe what this is telling me is that you are unsure about this. But something is coming. It's going to be handed to you. And I think that you may be fearful that you're not ready for it. Let's see what the Hierophant tells us. It is this Hierophant. And again, that's a 5. Well, interestingly. Tradition, ritual, hierarchy, education, knowledge, theology, religion, structure, discipline, culture, values, conventions, conformity, orthodoxy, and obedience. It says, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And that's what this is telling me. Something is coming, and you're going to be put in a position to where I think you are not exactly sure either that you are ready for it, that you can do it, or even that you should do it. The High Priestess. Those are just two weird cards to be um, together. Secrets, mystery, wisdom, whispers, revelation, intuition, psychic abilities, spirituality, depth, tenacity, um, and the unrevealed future, and silence. The instant interpretation. You are not obliged to reveal your thoughts to anyone. Guard your knowledge and your wisdom carefully. Know when to speak and when to remain silent. Well, that's what this is. It's almost as if you're ready to say something, right? But you're weighing up whether or not you should as these plans are being laid. Let's go to the Sabilas. I would take it that the news, though, is good news, only because he's smiling. In the these figures are not smiling. Nobody's smiling, you know, or at least their faces don't have a rather peaceful countenance in terms of what they are doing. I do feel that this can change something for you. But maybe this is a situation where, you're trying to determine whether or not the money's going to be worth the headache or all of the things you got to put into it, right? Because as far as it looks like to me, you have already put the work in. You've done it. The reward should be yours. But now you just got to figure out what to do, right, about it. Um, Let me look at this King of Swords here. There it is, the letter. The Lamanti, male. And the Domestico. Well, that's quite interesting. Okay. I don't see this maybe as a romantic relationship. There are no cups here, but, I don't know. It tells me that there's at least three people, if not more, involved in this. I'm going to look at these two cards together. Dispiacere. Dinari. Superbia. And to me, the dispiacere in this sense is unexpected news, bad news, something that upsets you to your core. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all is lost, right? Why? Because the Dinari and the Superbia come behind it. Let's take a look at this King of Wands. And this just could be that it's something that what's the word? The news that you received unexpectedly. It's just that it's not something that you expected. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the end. King of Wands. Letterato. Doctore, again a King of Wands. And the Falsità. Somebody has given you, or somebody's trying to give you some advice that is not, they don't mean you well, okay? So I do want you to be careful. That's what is so interesting about this. This is a meeting with this person, okay? Maybe the person is coming to you. Maybe you've got to go to them. Um, it says that this person is learned. The person has a degree in some position of authority. But as you, again, what's so bizarre about that is he's not taking the wand. His hand is not even out. So to me, it could be that the person is very very stubborn and obstinate, but also that whatever advice that the person may be giving you is not true. Whatever they tell you, it's not true, and it is designed to hide and obfuscate and to kind of make things difficult for you. You know, I had a situation like that once where I got a promotion that my boss wanted, and he really tried to make my life very difficult before I actually got that promotion. Okay, but it was born out of jealousy and whatever the case may be. But you know, I can't. What am I supposed to do? So I do want you to be careful in this particular situation. There is some news coming. Now, the letter basically says that it's just that it doesn't. It could be anything. It could come by fax, by you could read it in the newspaper. You can hear it on the radio. It's general news. It's not the one of the messaggere, which is a specific message coming, something that typically you've been waiting on. So this is just some general news. It could have to do with anything. The Lamante here kind of tells me that it's somebody who really, the news that they give you is news that is designed to help you, but at the same time, it's something that you do not expect. There is some kind of perhaps financial or security thing involved in this, but the Superbia kind of comes out to negate that bad news, because the Superbia is one of the luckiest cards in the deck. And let me read to you what the Superbia means. And it's a Two of Wands, okay? So it kind of negates what it says. It says that the card represents divine protection, and a protection so strong that it is able to shield you from any and all misfortune. No matter how many other people are affected by the negativity, you will remain untouched and prosper. It represents a powerful divine blessing. That's what it says. Okay? And so, to me, if this card comes out, you don't have to give your thoughts. You don't have to tell anybody what it is that you think or you suspect. Simply be aware. I think whatever this news is, it does upset you and it affects you in some way. But again, it tells you that all is not lost. And the truth of the matter is you're going to have to really be on your P's and Q's, because here coming up is this person who is trying to let me explain. Broadly, this card foretells of a period of difficulty and sorrow, the failure of a project, humiliation, vicious gossip, or anger. Okay? Now, it says, when it is near the Six of Hearts, it describes a life marked by hardship, loss, bereavement, or an event from the past that has scarred you. In love, it heralds misunderstandings, disappointments, and separation. In financial matters, it may indicate dismissal, bankruptcy, a bad investment, bullying at work, or legal matters. The two main areas are the open letter, which heralds unexpected bad news from any source. I'm sorry, that's this card. And the second is your reaction to the letter. It indicates an event that will shake you to the core and will negatively affect you emotionally and on a deep level. Okay? This just says that you've already been through some crap. Okay? You already know what that feels like. Maybe you even sense that this thing could be coming up again. Well, pay attention to that. Here is the letterato, which is, I think, quite because it speaks to meetings. Basically, it speaks of somebody who's can be a juror, a judge, or a lawyer. The person can be between the ages of 40 and 55. But it also has a connection to creativity, indicating some kind of artist or something like that. It heralds recognition, unexpected surprises, good news, and projects that yield good results, a promising career, extra income, and good relationships with the help of a trusted man. Well, we see that this guy shows up. He's supposed to know everything there is to know. This could be like your professor. You know what I mean? The doctor. And basically, um, it usually represents some kind of specialist help that will be required to get out of a sticky situation. Okay? Um, Sometimes it can point to a health problem. I'm not necessarily seeing that. All right. In which case, it may be that it could be a doctor that you're going to that's kind of draining you of money, and he's not telling you the truth. He's just trying to get you to come in and, a lot of appointments and stuff of that nature. Um, it can also indicate a type of behavior, a bad habit, a grudge, something that needs healing or fixing. Okay? But it is this card that gives you the true nature of the individual. That is the Four of Coins. And this card says it is the card of lies and false adulation and compliments giving with an ulterior motive. Someone very close and possibly a long standing acquaintance who is two faced and plotting against you. It also represents murky and thorny situations filled with a web of lies and deceit. And often you are not aware of the true state, as the person that this card represents is skilled and knows how to deceive you. It represents someone who's taking advantage of you. Okay? Um, Sometimes, and this is rare, this is the idea that you yourself have misjudged someone and you've not seen the situation for what it is. Going into business or going into um, business with someone, and it indicates false motives towards someone. Sometimes the card says it's simply a mistake. In love, it indicates infidelity, lies, and a partner with ulterior motives, and precludes the possibility of true love. Financially, it warns of false opportunities, fake money, deceitful colleagues, Ponzi schemes, frauds, contrabands, and swindles. But the card always says that there is a trap hiding in the situation and that there is danger lurking in the background. Now, I don't know what this is. All I can tell you is that you should be very careful as you move forward. This is a Mercury retrograde. There could be things hidden in some kind of contractual issue that you are not aware of. And that's what this card can represent. It can represent wills, bills, contracts, news, anything like that. Okay? Let's take a look. I want you to formulate a question, Aquarius, for the... it's almost as if, now that I'm looking at this, it just leaped out at me. Somebody comes in and say, here, let me draw those plans up for you, or here, let me do this for you, or here, let me assist you and show you how this is done. But the person either doesn't know what they're talking about, or they are out and outright lying to you. Okay? Here we go. The glove, indeed. Those too free with flattery and praise seek to deceive you and make you their prey. You will face a challenge or a duel with someone, or a confrontation with your own shadow or limitations. A potential lawsuit may arise. That's what the cards are saying. I don't know if someone has offered to settle with you. They're telling you they're going to settle. They're going to do X, Y, and Z. but it's not true. This is what I have for you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, be on your P's and Q's and trust whatever your instincts are telling you. So, until next time, namaste.